Hello friends, welcome to bispsolutions.com. My name is Sumit, and in this video I'm going to demonstrate you how to connect to Salesforce from an external application. Let's take an example using Java. So if you Google for the information, you might be quickly get couple of answers, couple of solutions or different methods and different APIs. But in this video, I'm going to demonstrate you how to integrate Salesforce with Java using SOAP API. And it's a step-by-step guide which will explain you how exactly to integrate Salesforce with Java using SOAP API. And to integrate Salesforce with Java, we'll be requiring some necessary WSDL files from Salesforce. We will be going to see how to create and packaging the required components in a jar file, and how to reference the jar file in the Java program or within Eclipse. And at the end, once the connection is established successfully, we would be going to learn how to execute some basic transactions like querying the data, insert the data, update the records, and delete the records from within Java. Now, in continuation of that, we need to perform some steps. We need to install the force.com WSC or web services connectors. We need to set up the Maven or install the Maven on our system, generate the jar file, and then create the Java stub file using the WSDL file. And finally, we will be going to create the Java program and perform the transactions using SOAP API. So let's begin. So the very first step is to download and install the force.com WSC. And for doing this, you need to visit this link github.com/force.com/WSC and download the file. And what I have done, I have created a directory in my D drive named as SOAP, and in that D drive I stored that directory named as WSC-master. So it's a zip file, it's an archive file which I unzipped it and create a WSC folder and captured or stored all the files within WSC folder. The second file which would be requiring, that is the Maven, and to download the Maven, visit this link maven.apache.org/download.cgi. Click on downloads and we can download the most recent version. So the most updated version is the 3.5.2.bin.tar.gz, and I have downloaded it and unzipped it and captured all the files into Apache-maven.3.5.2. So once this step is completed, we need to generate the jar files, and to generate the jar files we need to follow command. And the command for that, I'll visit cd. First of all, I switch to D drive, cd soap cd, and we need to navigate to the WSC directory and make sure that both the WSC and the Apache Maven exist in the current directory. So SOAP WSC, and here I give the path of Apache Maven, so it's D drive SOAP Apache Maven 3.5.2/bin/mvn clean package minus space minus dgpg.skip. When we run this, it will create a couple of target files, and if you get the issues into it, if you get some error, in order to solve that error, you go to BISP and simply delete this .m2 directory if you are getting some issues. So simply delete this directory because the directory controls the repositories for the files. So delete this complete directory. So before creating jar file, make sure that this directory does not exist in your BIS or in your users documents. So before once you delete it, just execute the command. Downloading couple of libraries, and once it downloaded all the libraries, it begin the test. And once the test is completed, it will show the message that build successful. And once all the files has been compiled, all the files has been downloaded, compiled and tested successfully, it will create a target folder within the directory. In Apache Maven, it creates a, sorry, in WSC folder, it creates a target folder, and in target folder, we have the files. So let me show you the files. Once the process completed, it creates couple of ZAR files named as force WSC 42.0.0 Uber source and Java doc and so on. So it creates couple of ZAR files. So we'll be going to save this ZAR files and using this ZAR files to generate the Java stuff file. Now before that, we need to download the WSDL file. As you can see, I have already downloaded the WSDL file, but let me show you from where you can download it. So for that, you need to switch to your Salesforce, log in into your Salesforce developer account. Here, simple type API and switch to develop API. And in develop API, in API WSDL, I would be clicking on enterprise WSDL, click on generate, and I will save the file as WSDL. So I just save this file within the same folder which is named as WSDL. In my D drive, I save this as SFDC WSDL. So actually I have captured in two places, so you can store it anywhere. So whether it is in WSC or first I stored it here, then I copied it into my WSC target. So you need to you will be requiring this SFDC WSDL file first. So after this file gets downloaded, the next step is to generate the Java stuff file. And in order to do that, I will copy both the Apache Maven 3.5.2 and WSC file into, I will just copy this into Java folder. So I'll just copy everything. I copy the folder and paste it into C drive, program files, Java, JDK 1.8.0. I'm using this Java version, and within bin I copy both the folders along with the file. So WSC file holds the SFDC WSDL file for me. And now we would be going to generate the stuff file, Java stuff file. It will be creating a SFDC ZAR file. So for that, I run a command. And in that command, I will pass, first of all, I need to switch to program file. So CD, navigate to the same directory, program files, CD JDK 1. CD Java slash JDK 1.8.0 underscore 91. So I redirected to JDK. So using this target folders, using the file, this ZAR file from target library, from within target force WSC 42.0.0-uber, will execute this command. So Java class path C drive program file Java JDK 1.8.0 slash underscore 1.8.0 underscore 91 slash bin slash WSC target. So we need to give the path to this particular file, and I'll add one more command, com.sforce.ws.tools.wsdlc, and give a space the SFDC WSDL.WSDL and the name of the file. So the file I'm going to create, the name I'm giving here, that is sfdc.zar. And once we press enter to this, it will generate one SFDC file for SFDC ZAR file for us. So let the created file, and the command has been created successfully. The command has been executed successfully, and it has created SFDC ZAR file for me. So that's the executable SFDC ZAR file. Now we are going to use this SFDC ZAR file to load into Eclipse and to interact with our code. So let me load Eclipse now. And in that Eclipse, first of all, we are going to create a Java program. So click on OK. So let's create a new Java program. So I create a Java project, and I'll give this name as Salesforce SOAP API test. JRE, I will use the same one, JDK 8.0_91, and click on finish. Now I right click on the project, properties, click on Java build path, libraries, and click on add external jars. And in this add external jar, I will navigate to the directory where we have that sfdc jar file was created in the previous step, and I would be going to add the Uber one. So I just add force WSC. This is in my JDK, so I select force WSC 42.0 Uber. I just add this as a library. And click on OK. Then I right click on API test, create a new class, and give this class name as main class. Finish. Let me do one thing. Let me simple run and test it. Run on server. So it's basically it's a blank file. It's a main. So I just create public static void main string args. That's just for testing. And I simple save it and run as Java application, and it won't show any result because it is terminated. Now what we need to do is we need to add couple of packages and libraries. So I just write import com dot sforce dot soap dot enterprise dot connector. So I'll just load the code into it. So that's the complete code, and it's giving an error for com.sforce.soap. And along, because we need to add one more library, one more external file, Java build path library external jar, and I would be going to add the sfdc jar and OK. So now you can see the error has been removed. It was looking for that sfdc error, and that's the complete code for it. Now in this code, we are going to provide the username and the password. So that's my username for the current subscription. For that's the username for this. And what I will be doing, I would be going to reset my security token. So I'll just click on personal, reset my security token. As you know that we are trying to access the Salesforce data out of network. So it is mandatory that we need to provide the security token along with the password. So that's my username. So let me reset all the details. So that's my username. Password is there, and that's my security token. So I simply reset my security token. I just provide my security token, and let's save and test it. In order to test it, I right click on main.java, run as Java application, and you can see the process has been completed successfully. I'm getting a message connected successfully because it's a custom message which I have added, connected successfully. And that's in authentication endpoint, service endpoint, username is this, and that's the session ID. and we pass the username and password to the connector config, and connector config will test the connections. So this is the how we can integrate, we have created a successfully connection with Salesforce using Java with the help of SOAP API. In my next upcoming videos, in my next video, I will be going to talk about that how can we perform the DML operation from here itself. So that's all in this video. If you have any questions, you can post your questions in chat window in comment box. Keep watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.